Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans. I'm Stephanie and today I'm going to be trying out a brand new layout that I hope to bring to my shop, a 4-page week. And I've got some highlighters here ready to go, as well as these brush pens I will use, and these sticker books which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, so like I said, this is a 4-page week, so I have 4 days per spread, as well as on the last spread it has a this week column. I'm not real sure yet if I want to keep the this week at the end of the week or at the beginning, so I wanted to try out this idea and just see how it goes for 1 week before I, put it out there into the public. I may need to do some fine-tuning and make some changes. So I've got a bunch of stickers here on sticker sheets that I pulled mainly from the Colorful Floral sticker book, but also there was a few from that Color Story book as well. I think it's called Color Story Big, if I'm not mistaken. And I basically pre-pulled all the stickers I thought I was going to use because I wanted to make sure I had enough to fill both spreads completely with the same design. So most, like I said, of the stickers came from the Colorful Floral sticker book, and I'm just laying down the floral elements now. I've laid down some wax paper in case I didn't mention that before, but a little bit more about this idea that I have for the layout. I've been toying around with the idea of combining a planner or two into one, since it is taking my morning a little too long to get through all 5 of my planners at this time. I figured mid-year is a perfect time to make some adjustments, so I decided I wanted to try a little bit larger space for a weekly layout, but have similar spacing for different things, and then also the possibility of adding in a schedule, maybe like an hourly schedule. So this was the layout that I came up with. And originally I had printed out an option with the schedule already preset on the page. But then I thought, that really limits where I could put the schedule, each week, and it kind of changes how you can design the page. So what I was thinking is maybe I would write in on the days where I need that extra hourly schedule, I would just write in numbers. And since I have this nice long column of lines to do it, there's plenty of space to do that, along with my to-do lists and my focus boxes, and I can move it around. So if I had more stuff going on in the morning, maybe I go towards the top or wherever it fits around the decor I've decided for the week. So that's the thought process there on why I have kind of I would say it's a pretty simple, plain design. I haven't added a lot of extra anything. No check boxes, no solid areas of grid or anything like that. Just a wide open space so that I can try and see how I like it, decorate it how I like it. Have the lines, which is always a big thing for me, but try some different things out and move things around on a whim if I desire to for each week. So I'm not set in stone on how I'm going to plan each week. So that's it. That's what I'm thinking for this. And before I put anything in my shop, I usually try to test it out or have somebody else test it out if it's something that they maybe requested, and I say, did it work for you? So for this in particular, this is something that I came up with, and I really wanted to test it out first and make sure that it is functional. If it is, this will be something I may be moving towards for the rest of the year, but for now, we're just going to try it out for this 1 week. So back to the actual decor, you can see I've laid down quite a few stickers already. I'm balancing out the florals on the edges, kind of doing it top, bottom, side, side, giving it a balance that way, but not having it be too symmetrical. And then I'm adding in some bigger boxes for focus areas on each day. Also too adding in just some little decorative elements in each cluster to kind of create a little bit more interest in each section. My thought process of laying down these stickers together is I had decided on the pink, yellow, and black color scheme. So I am trying to put a little bit of each of those colors in each cluster as I work. And that will come more into play as you kind of see what I end up doing with the brush tip markers, so that everything has that similar feel of the yellow and the pink and the black. I may try to add in a few more items here just to add, again, like I said, that color element of it with the pink and the yellow. I don't touch everything with all three colors, but for the most part I do. That's kind of just the thought process of how I'm laying it down. So here comes the fun part. I'm going to add a bit of color behind these illustrated kind of outlined florals. I just love when I see florals like this that are outlined and then there's like a splotch of color behind them, like a watercolor splotch. And I kind of wanted to do that, but watercolor on my copier paper is okay, but it does warp the paper a bit. So I was trying to do the most conservative method I could think of with adding the color, and that is to wet down a brush tip marker with a little bit of water, because it kind of let it absorb the water. And that gives a little less of a harsh line when you do that. So it kind of gives it a little bit more of a watercolor feel. Not 100%, but because it's going to be layered on top of the florals, I think it will get the job done. And the front page, the markers were still kind of saturated with ink. So the front page looks a little bit more scribbly. You'll see once I get to the second spread and I do a similar thing that it's a lot more watercolor feel. So the more water is absorbed into the brush pen, the more watercolor feel you'll get, but also the more water on your page you're going to get. These pages didn't really wrinkle at all, but then when I added more water to it on the back side, there's a little bit of wrinkling. Not much, but a little bit. Just some things to keep in mind if you're using a pretty standard paper like the kind that I use for my printables, which is a 32-pound copier laser printer paper. So it's about 120, 130 GSM, just for you paper geeks out there, if you guys know what I'm talking about, which is heavy-ish. It's heavier than some of the planner papers you get now from the store-bought planners, but it's not like mixed media heavy where you can really put a little bit more wet materials on it without it affecting the paper. So I've just moved everything over from the wax paper. I do love to use that wax paper to set things up and get an idea of where things are going to go. And it really came in handy here as I was setting up this spread, because I could see where I needed to put in the pen ink before I actually laid down the sticker. Just kind of like got an idea. So keep that in mind. If you are going to do something like this, you may need to have something like wax paper or a clear plastic sticker sheet so you could pre-plan in the same way Happy Planner came out with them a couple of years ago. So yeah, or just something so that you can kind of perfectly put that watercolor right behind the sticker placement. Since there was 2 spreads, I definitely did some pre-planning to make sure my idea was going to work and what I wanted to do. So I had a wax paper spread already set up with my idea. So I was pretty much just copying a similar layout for the front spread, and now we're going to finish it up here with this secondary spread that I have. I am going to make a few modifications here, try to use up some of these last stickers that I have there on the sheet that I pulled, and you know, just get the most out of them. I did pretty much pull all of the black clear floral stickers that I have in that colorful floral sticker book, along with a lot of the ones from the color story as well. So when I do spreads like this where there's a lot of the same thing, I try to blow out all the stickers that I have at once, because I find it hard to use just a couple of stickers on a complete spread unless it's something very specific. So having just these particular florals and this black outline, I don't see myself adding 1 or 2 stickers to a spread. It's something that I would probably make the focus of a spread, and so we're going to use everything that we can up so there's nothing left over. And like I said, I'm still working on the final placement of things. I'm moving things around, trying to incorporate other stickers, give it a little bit more of a feel like the one I had on the front spread. Just making some small adjustments, adding color where I can. And here you're going to see what I meant by the watercolor being a little bit more prominent on this spread because of the extra water I soaked up already into the markers. So this definitely gives you a different feel when you lay it there on the sheet, but again, more water means more effect on the paper and kind of makes it curl up a little bit. But I do like the softer look of it. And all I'm doing is using a piece of like plastic that I have from Tombow, but it could be anything that's non-porous that you could put water on, and just touching them into the water to soak up the water like I said before. So we're going to go ahead and move over the rest of these stickers. Again, just trying to get the placement right. No real theme this week. I like to do theme designs, but this time it's more just about the color and the florals and just kind of creating a nice, aesthetically pleasing spread to look at as I figure out how I'm going to use this planner layout to its fullest. My hope is that I'll figure out too if there's anything that really needs to be fixed as far as, you know, if the line spacing isn't right or if there is a need for other parts or maybe just like sections. I'll figure that out for the week and make those adjustments before I decide to share it with y'all. Do leave in the comments below if this is something that you guys are interested in and seeing me work in this type of format. I know it really doesn't save me time in decorating because I'm still going to be decorating 2 spreads and I'm trying to combine 2 planners into one, so it's still going to be decorating about the same amount, but it should take me less time in the morning to work through just this one day, you know, at a time versus trying to go back and forth between planner and planner. So we'll see if this works out. And if it does too, I will be doing a planner reset, so I'll be doing a new planner setup and I'll do a video on that as well so you can see exactly how I plan to integrate this going forward. And if you're on Instagram too, you'll be able to check out how this week turned out. Usually I post it early in the week after the week has been done, so you can check it out there. Or if you want to wait for my flip through videos that I do every first Sunday at 3 o'clock usually of the month. I do it live, so it's really fun and you can ask questions and see all of the finished spreads for my entire planner for the month. So I'm just doing the final trimming now on the florals, using those little tiny elements that are left over and putting those in the gaps around, just trying to use up all the sticker shreds that I can. Anything that makes the sticker look more enhanced, I do like to do that. And I feel like I'm going to beef up this sticker cluster here at the bottom of florals, mainly because I kind of colored a little bit farther out than I wanted to, so I want it to feel a little more contained within the floral element. So I'm just going to use up one of the florals that I didn't use already and place that there on the edges to kind of make it a little bigger but also contain the colors that I already laid down with the ink. And now I'm going to go ahead and clean out the holes just using my precision cutter and a cutting mat. It's a really tiny little blade, but awesome for this kind of work where you're just working around items that aren't of normal size or shape. It's like a pen, the way that you can cut with it. So it's a great little tool. Highly recommend for planner babes with stickers. And once I am done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment too if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Bye!